everyone, Kim here. There's a lot that goes into readings, way more than just what we know about pretty cards and memorization of the meanings. Readings can be deep, layered, and profound. They can answer big and small questions from all corners of life. I endeavor to offer a safe space for us to learn and grow in tarot together. And I created what's called Poised to Leap. It is on Ko-fi, and it is a safe space for us to gather as a group or one-on-one with just you and me. And we regularly, month over month, get together to explore our unique reading styles, our own brand of life, and our spiritual practices. And yeah, we do hone our skills too. I've been doing this since 2022, this Poised to Leap membership. And I feel like it's time to let others know about it. So that's what I'm doing here now. This coming Saturday, and it's the last Saturday of the month, we're going to explore how to build an impactful and highly intuitive reading experience. And I'm excited about this one. This is a reading lab. I host reading labs the last Saturday of the month, each month. Been doing that since 2022. It's usually 2:30 p.m. Eastern Time. And we go around studying. Mentoring. We mentoring each other. We spending time in fellowship with each other on Zoom for at least 1.5 to 2.5 hours. I always leave with a discussion, a lesson, and then we do collaborative exercises and readings. And this doesn't only speak to experienced readers. You could be brand new, seasoned, intermediate. And whether you read for yourself or others or professionally, this soul nourishing and a supportive space will take your goals and your readings to the next level. This is my motto, that we learn and grow in tarot together. You get to learn from the best with me and the people who join me over at Poised to Leap. During our reading labs, we discuss and learn various ways of working with the cards. And here's just a few that we've explored over the past several reading labs we've done month over month, year over year. Let's take a look. So one that we're going to be really going in the September 2025 reading lab is about our experiences, our intuitive hunches, our own experience, and bringing that to the table when we are delivering messages for ourselves and for others in readings. Then in the past and in the future, we're going to continue our exploration of the elements. The suits. We've got the wands, the cups, the swords, the pentacles. And we look at, in the spreads that we get and in the cards that we get, what is dominant? What is missing? Why is it missing? Why is there a dominant suit? What is that dominant suit telling us about the situation or about the question we are asking? We look at that. We look at the flow. We look at how the flow of the cards are going. It can give us an overview of how events will unfold, or a timeline, or to explain how we arrive to a particular situation. Some of us who are really skilled at astrology can draw that into their impactful and highly intuitive reading experience. Astrology, I'm not an astrologer, but I have a basic understanding of the relationship that it holds with tarot, both in the major and the minor arcana. We talk about color associations. That's one of our favorite topics in our reading labs, because we get to speak on the meanings that are attached to certain colors that are present in the cards, whether you're working with tarot or oracle. We explore numerology and the patterns that we see in numbers and sequences, ascending and descending numbers. That informs us in the readings as well. And another fun one that we've been doing, we played around with a couple of times during our past reading labs, is directionality of the figures, the minors, the quarts, and the majors. What are these characters in the cards demonstrating to us as it relates to our question? We look at that. We look at reversed and badly aspected cards, and we consider the shadow aspects of the cards. Some of us work with reversals, some of us don't. Some of us say, hey, we don't need a card that's turned upside down to understand that we need to look at the shadow aspects of the meanings. We explore that as well. Another favorite is similar and supporting cards. We look for overlapping meanings across tarot and oracle cards that are laying on our table. Okay? We look at it and see what is being reinforced, what message is being reinforced. Another important thing to look at when you're interpreting cards and what they're trying to tell you about a situation is the opposing and contradictory messages. What is the light versus the shadow? The choppy versus free-flowing? What's a turnaround? Opposing and contradictory cards, and what is that opposition telling us about our situation that we're asking about, or that our querent or client is asking about? We're looking at the majors and minor dominances, meaning that is there a bunch of major arcana sitting on the table? Why is that? We explore that together in reading labs, live reading labs, Zoom. We also explore when there's no major arcana on the table, or when there's no minor cards, or when there's minor cards and there's a heavy presence of a certain suit. We look at that. We also, and we've really had a good time in past reading labs on this topic, what is not on the reading table? What cards, what suits, what colors, what messages that you would have expected to be on the table are not? When someone is asking questions about their love life and we don't get near a cups or wands or anything that would suggest that love is percolating there. We get swords and we get pentacles. What is that telling you? We offer a safe space over at Poised to Leap where you can explore that with me, Kim, Abundant Life Tarot. But there's so much more that goes into reading labs. It's building community. It's learning from one another, whether you have 30 years of cartomancy or card reading experience, or you have zero experience. We come together, and I make sure and prioritize this as a safe space for us to come together. There are those who study the card meanings and memorize them and very much follow them, like the book meanings through and through, which can provide for beautiful, profound readings. However, there are those of us who like to also incorporate intuitive messages that come through, that we pick up from our gut knowing, what we see in the images, what we hear playing in our ear about a story that's unfolding. It's almost like listening to an audible book telling you the story. I am one of those readers that loves and thrives off of understanding the key meanings of the 78 cards. I love it. I eat it up. If there's a guidebook, I want to read it. However, For me, my reading experience that I offer for myself and for others is through and through 100% intuitive. And when we're doing reading labs, we are exploring what does that mean for you, right? We will look at together, you and I, either through one-on-ones or through our group meetings and especially reading labs, what does it feel and look like to lean into your intuition as you prepare to do a reading? That's what's most important here for you. We get to explore that together. But I'm going to share with you a list of what I came up with. Just a quick list off the top of my head. So I put here, number one, we are intuitive beings and we can be guided every step of the way in our readings. Number two, in my reading practice, I find following my intuition never steers me wrong. It just never steers me in a wayward direction. And here's some things that I really want to hone in on. Intuition leads me to the right decks to use in a reading. I am one of those ones who has a deck for every occasion. And so I listen to my intuition on what decks to grab. How about you? Intuition guides me on the number of cards for each position or on the number of shuffles that I do. Many of you know that I am someone who exclusively works with jumping cards. I have a whole video on it. I should link it in the description box. But I've been working with jumping cards pretty much my entire reading experience. I find that that resonates most with me. So when the cards jump out, those are the cards I read with. Not everyone goes with that. Everyone has their own way at which they pick their cards, and I delight in that. I love supporting those folks who are loud and proud in whatever way they wish to work with the cards, right? Okay. Intuition will speak to me about which tarot card meanings are the most applicable. You know, there's multiple card meanings. And you got to look at the context of your question. So what are the cards saying to that? And what are the corresponding cards on the table? We explore that together in reading labs, month over month. Intuition can inform you when to learn more, lean and learn more from the images, the words, the feelings. Okay? It can say, hey, you don't need to pay attention to the keywords on this. Just look at this image. Hey, the keyword is right here in your face. Go with that. Hey, none of these cards are applicable. Go with your gut. Intuition will whisper the answers or provide flashes of images in the mind. And intuition can signal when it's best not to say something. Oftentimes when you're reading for others, whether you get paid for these readings or you do a barter system or what may have you, however you get there, sometimes you have to edit what you say. Sometimes you have to use discernment and just not say anything about what you pick up on. And other times it's appropriate to expand on something, right? Which then takes me to the next bullet point. Intuition can signal when it may be best to expound on something. This is why it's important to cultivate a beautiful dialogue with your intuition. When you are doing meditation, call that in. I want to, I want to be able to fully have clear communication with my intuition today. I have clear communication. I receive divine and clear insight from my spirit guides. You affirm that, right? Intuition will guide you on whether or not it is best to do a reading. Sometimes it is not appropriate to do a reading. Sometimes it's not appropriate to answer a question, and you can respectfully, and you are allowed, and you have a duty to bow out. If you are not feeling a question, and I've had these experiences from time to time where I'm like, I'm not able to answer that. I don't have to give anything more than that. And they say, why? You're not obligated to give a why. You could say, I am just not picking up on something. A lot of times I give people, and this is a real analogy for me. When you're listening to a radio, you remember the old school radios, and you're trying to, you're trying to get a station, and there's a lot of static, and then you finally hit on clear sound. That's how it is for us. Oftentimes we can hit on clear sound and get a real clear message that comes through. But sometimes and oftentimes there could be static. And if you get static and you can't get a clear answer, just say, hey, I'm not getting a strong read on this. Is there another question or another aspect you want to explore about this situation? And you redirect. There's nothing that says we have to read on every single thing that comes our way, whether we're reading for ourselves or reading for others. Intuition will guide you on whether or not it is best to do a reading. Intuition will help you to prepare for a reading or know how to close it once it is done. And intuition will speak on boundaries and guide you when they are crossed. Boundaries are everything in this life and the next, in the physical and in the spiritual realm. It is important to know your boundaries, okay? So that's what I'm going to say here, is that we explore these concepts in addition to all those ways to work with the cards. And then there's more and more and more. So when you're joining Poise Leap, you're joining a lifelong relationship with your cartomancy journey. You can stop at any time. You don't have to stay on this journey with me. But this is what I honor over here in my corner of the world. You're going to be asked thought-provoking questions. And you're going to be asked questions during Reading Lab where it's like, oh, this is what they ask a lot of when I offer my services on the hotlines, or when I open up shop, in a tarot shop or at a spiritual convention. Oh, these are the kind of readings they're going to ask for. Oh yeah, I'm going to prepare you. So let's just do this together, shall we? For 2025, here are some of the topics that we explored during our Poise to Lead Power Zoom meetings. Compassionate detachment in our work. That was a great one that we did in February 2025. We worked on creating and refining our spiritual elevator pitches with cartomancy. We used the cards to create and come up with our own spiritual elevator pitches, what we can say about our spirituality, about our business, about our reading practice, and an easy way that builds confidence within ourselves and build confidence in others. We did that. We explored dream work and unlocking the magic of the subconscious in June. And we always end up revisiting the spiritual hygiene aspects of our workings, because this is an important theme in our spiritual work that we do. So we explored that in August. In October, we're going to be looking at outlining our next chapter in our life and preparing for our next chapter. We have got a spread for us to do, and we'll be doing that collaboratively together. And then in December of 2025, I always love to do a reflect back on the prior year and prepare for the new year. And we reflect on the past year And then we look ahead to the new year, right? And we set new year intentions together. So that's something we do as a group. And we also do that on a one-on-one basis if you are at the Cosmic Seer and Robo Soul levels of the Poised to Lead membership. Here are the reading labs we've done in 2025 and will be doing for the remainder of the year. Some of the ones we've done is we unlock the card meanings with card combinations. There are an endless supply of card combos, and it's so much fun to do that in a small group setting to explore what particular card combinations could mean. In February, we looked at the pip cards a bit closer. In March, we explored a favorite of ours, which is color associations in Oracle and Tarot readings. And we've revisited this topic in the past because it's a fun one and an important topic to explore when we are looking at colors in the cards. Another fan favorite was directionality of the characters in the cards. So if you are like myself that study Rider-Waite-Smith as your tarot system, your main tarot system, you understand what I mean by directionality. Some of the characters in the cards are facing you, they're turned away from you, they're facing one another. And so we explore what does directionality of the characters or the objects in the cards saying to us about a particular question we're asking. May, we looked at what is not on the reading table, which is a fun topic. We did that together. We looked at what suits aren't on the table, right? What, if there's no major arcana, why is that? If there's no minors, why is that? What is not on the reading table? If you're asking about a love question, why are there no cups on the table? What does that inform you? What is on the table is just as, or what is not on the table, I should say, is just as important as what is on the table. We looked at tarot and numerology. We touch on the reversals from time to time. Not everyone is into reversals. Some of us are. Some of us use them from time to time. Some of us don't. We always are exploring the court cards. In September, we look at intuitive card readings and how to build an impactful and intuitive card reading experience. In October, we're going to be doing a mystery mystic type reading together. And in November, we're going to be looking at the past year's reflections, continuing that work. I love to do end of the year work as a group together and on one-on-one basis. But it's fun to do spreads and create intentions together for our new year and support one another in those endeavors. Poised to Leap is a safe space, and I have been working on this safe space for years now. And I want the right folks who are feeling a calling to deepen their connection with themselves and with others through cartomancy or not. Maybe you're not a card reader, but you need accountability, you need support, loving support, a cheerleader. You found it. It's here, and it's affordable. Poised to Leap on Ko-fi is an affordable way to receive coaching and mentorship and support from me and other like-minded souls, your peers. Abundant Life Tarot Academy, that is the lowest tier, but doesn't mean you don't get a lot. But Alta gives you access to at least one group meeting a month. That's the members hangout. Plus you have access to all of the replays of the reading labs and some of the group meetings, like the Power Zoom meetings that we do from time to time. You get discounts, and there are many other perks, such as access to my expansive and extensive Poised to Leap video library. I have over 400 videos and about 200 or 300 posts that are available to my membership, so you have access to that. The Stargazer level grants you access to the live Zoom reading labs and the members' hangouts. So, if you are wanting to join me for a live Zoom reading lab session, which is always held the last Saturday of the month, you would join at the Stargazer level. Otherwise, you would join at the Abundant Life Tarot Academy level, Alta level, just to watch the replays. But if you want to interact with me, your girl, Kim, you would join at the Stargazer level. And there's at least those 2 opportunities to interact with others or myself, to throw cards together. The Moon Dancers meet up 3 to 4 times a month with me and others via Zoom. You also have access to the Poised to Leap Expansive Library on learning the cards, getting on the hotlines, the psychic hotlines, starting your Etsy shop or your spiritual web-based business. You have a ton of content, and you have support from yours truly, me, to help you on your journey. The Moon Dancers, we meet up as a group, and sometimes that's all you need. You don't need the one-on-one, so this could be a great entry point to working with me. The Cosmic Seers, those tiers, those ones meet up with me one-on-one every other month. Plus, they have access to the 3 to 4 group meetings and the Poised to Leap library. And then the Rebel Souls meet up with me every month one-on-one, plus the 3 to 4 times a month in a group setting, plus access to the extensive and expansive Poised to Leap library of video content. And you know what I do, right? I'm a tarot reader, I'm a spiritual coach, I'm a content creator, and I have a wealth of information, and I have recorded a video, probably so, for this membership to help you on your journey. If not, I will record one for you, okay? And what I need to share with you is that oftentimes the Cosmic level and the Rebel Souls level, those are the top tiers, they are usually closed because I only will accept a few at a time. And so right now, at the time that I'm recording this video, the doors are open. I have 2 slots available at both tiers, both the Cosmic Seers level, where you meet up with me one-on-one every other month, or the Rebel Souls, where we meet up every month one-on-one. There's only 2 spots available. Then I close it down. So if you go to the website and you see that you want to join at one of those tiers and it's closed, there is a waiting list. And then when I open it up, I reach out to you to see if you're still interested. Okay, so that's what I want to share with you. That's what we've got going on. When you hear me talking about Poised to Leap, or you hear me talking about Reading Lab or any of those things, this is what I'm talking about. And I've been working on this for years now, and it's my baby. It's my joy, is to support others in their journey, in their quest to be their most highest creative selves, no matter what they're doing. Oftentimes people come to me and they're like, I want to learn the cards, and then we end up working on something entirely different and a whole nother endeavor. I'm coaching and mentoring them and holding them accountable and supporting them and cheerleading them in other ways. Other times people think that they want to start an Etsy shop to offer their readings, and then they learn more about the hotlines and they want to do that. Or other people are like, you know, I think I want to do the hotlines, but then they realize I really thrive in doing in-person readings. You know, this is about a path to self-discovery. And one thing that you and I have in common is we love the cards. And I support you in that love, in self-discovery, in helping others to do self-discovery. Yeah, so that's it, folks. join me over there on Poised to Leap. The links are always in the description box, so it's easy to connect with me there. You can see which level works for you. Remember, you can start and stop the membership anytime. This is an investment in your spiritual path, your journey. If you are wanting to start a spiritual based business or read professionally or just simply read for others, this is a safe space for you where you can work with me and we can learn together. I can show you what I know and help you in every way that I can. All right, friends, that's it. So yeah, that is building an impactful and intuitive reading experience. And this is just the tip of the iceberg. We're going to be going over a lot more. It's going to be a solid 2 hours at least for this coming reading lab. Many of them are, but this is just the tip of the iceberg. And I am so excited to be the lead facilitator of this reading lab. So you take very good care of yourselves. Thank you so much for listening. I will see you all around. Bye for now.